So today I learned a new concept in the Philippines, which is called offloading. Now, if you are not a Filipino, or even if you are a Filipino, you might have never heard this term, offloading or offloaded. This is an unofficial policy by the Filipino immigration to stop Filipinos from leaving the country, mostly for reasons because they believe that the Filipinos are being tricked by foreigners as part of the human trafficking. Now, the intention of this is very good because the Filipino government is trying to protect its citizen, but the result of which is stupid execution. So how I learned about this is because our Filipino maid is leaving to join us for our trip in Japan. So we need a maid in Japan. We call it our Filipino maid, who we like very much, who know how to take care of a kid, join us, right? So, of course, we pay for her trip. But apparently, that is not allowed. According to the immigration official, if a Filipino has to leave the country, it can be only paid by his or her relatives, not by a stranger, not by a foreigner especially. Maybe by another Filipino, but definitely not by a foreigner. Now, what does this tell me? Is yet again, Asian way of heavy-handedness to control its people, to control its population, to always treat its citizen like some dumb-witted, mentally underdeveloped children. This is the reason why Asia cannot develop. And people say, oh, China's heavy-handed. Yes, China's absolutely heavy-handed. But so is every other country I've been to in Asia. So is Malaysia. So is Indonesia. So is Philippines. So is India. Every country culturally functions the same way as China. It's just the Western media don't cover these because these kinds of countries are Western allies or Western friends, or at least they don't say no so easily to Westerners. But reality, after I learned to live so many years in Asia, is that there's stupidity in every country. And this mindset of always is, in a way I understand, right? It's Asian culture. Oh, it's like parents always trying to protect the children, don't want to pave nice, easy paths for these children to grow up. And that get played out on a nationalistic level where the government feel like they're the parent and they gotta take care of their citizens. But what really happened in practice is that these citizens never have any freedom, any rights, any privilege, any ability to escape this prison that the government created for them. And all these countries want to develop, they want to get rich, they want to get powerful, they want to advance scientifically, but then these countries don't allow their citizens to do anything. They constantly mingle and meddle in these citizens' lives, either through a religious reason or religious doctrine, like in Islamic countries, or through non-religious, such as Philippines, China, India, or Korea, or Japan. I don't need to know these countries in detail because I've seen so many repetitive patterns in all Asian countries that I know. This is not a country-specific pandemic. It's not a country-specific problem. This is a cultural-specific problem. And all the Asian countries fundamentally have this similar, I wouldn't say Confucianism-based culture, but top-down, authoritarian, I know better than you do type of mindset. So, then the question you must ask is, if this continues, how can these countries develop? How can these countries empower citizens? They cannot. So here we are. Repetitive cycle, generation after generation after generation. Play over again. Yes, there's material progress, but we're always going to lag behind. Always in Asia will be lag behind. And here in Malaysia, I see people are like, whoa, we're doing pretty well. We can buy name brand cars, name brand bags, name brand makeups. Yes, but you are trading consumption. You're not doing well because none of these you have the technology to make. You're just consuming what other people make. The wealth will always flow to the producer, away from the consumer. and all you can do is consume. And because what, you have some petroleum to export, or you have some natural goods you can export, you will always be a third world country. Always, always, always. Mentally, financially, you are dependent on other countries who are not shackled by this. So Asian societies, I don't know how to change this, because this is so deep that every generation reinforces the same problem on the next generation. So no generation can break free. But it's my hope that one country one day will figure out how to do this in Asia, and you will show the way for the rest of the nations in Asia. Otherwise, there's no future. There's no future here.